Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Kenyans raised so many questions about Adani taking over the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. We looked at the agreement that Adani has with the Kenyan government. You find that it is going to be very hard for Kenya to make any progress as far as the issue of building a new airport is concerned, because in as much they're only taking JKIA, they want to control anything that will be happening in all the airports in this country. Airport has to put them together. For example, if you want to renovate Kisumu International Airport, you ask Adani, can I do this? They have to approve. If you want to put up a new airport, you must wait for 30 years to elapse. Otherwise, you can't put new airport in this country as long as Adani contract is still live. So many things, and the Kenyans felt that indeed we are handing over our key security property to an individual at a little amount of money. We had so many stories about Adani, planning to use JKIA title deed to acquire a loan in order to upgrade the airport. Now, with all this, listen to this. There is emerging information from US that the Indian billionaire Gautam Adani has been charged in the US for involving in a scheme paying over $250 million US in bribe to corrupt Indian officials. Hiyo ndio Adani yenye Ruto analeta Kenya. Now, it's facing allegation of, number one, bribe and obstruction. Paid bribe to Indian officials in 2022 for contract via SECE. And the evidence on this is concealed by the US authorities. Now, number two, securities and wire fraud. That's the second charge. That these Adani guys misled investors while raising $2 billion US in loans and $1 billion US plus in securities 2022-2024. Those are now the charges. So they have been charged with paying, this is allegation, paying 32 billion Kenyan shillings in bribe to obtain tenders. They had a tender, they were to be contracted to build a world largest solar power plant in India. So imagine you bribe your way to get a tender, and you know what it means for that. So according to the court record, the judge has issued an arrest warrant for Gautam Adani and Sugar Adani, and after they have been arrested, they will be then handed over to the authorities for prosecution, but this might not happen in US actually, but they will be handed to the foreign prosecutor authorities. So that is the situation. Now look at that history of Adani. And now we are here saying that Adani is the best. I heard Raila Odinga saying Adani is good. But now you hear the history about Adani. These are the people we are supposed to hand over our key investment. JKIA has an investment of $1 trillion plus. That is Kenyan shillings. Imagine you want to handle an individual, but you hear about the history of this individual, it is wanting. That's where we are. Now, as we continue the panel discussion, just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, of course, US involving in this matter, they also have their reasons to do so. Number one, they are also interested in business. And they also have their interest here in Kenya. So by the fact that they have been able to issue a warrant of arrest to Adani, si eti hawana kesi au watu wa Adani, they might be having a case, but for US to go to this extent of making sure that these people are being exposed, it also serves their interest. They might be against William Ruto's push to hand over such a huge investment investment project to Adani. So there is a silent or cold war between US and this UDA regime as far as who should get investment. Our competition part. So expose this so that you would see. In fact, if you go to the news, you will see that, you know, Adani Group holding owner who is in a contract with the Kenyan government that Kenyans do not want has been arrested in the US. That a man has been rejected by Kenyans, but Kenyan government is giving them contract, is being arrested elsewhere. So look at that. That's the image that you see US is trying to do. And in all this, they are actually fixing Ruto. That tells you that there is some war here. There is competition here. So the US that seems to have handed over power to William Ruto, they are also here staging or waging a war on Ruto. They are fixing Ruto in all this. Otherwise, they can just not go to this extent. Then in the news, you're hearing about Kenyan president, Adani, Kenyan people rejecting JKIA and all that. So, to Kenyan people, you can see the kind of history that Adani has. Imagine the owner of this Adani group being arrested. That means most of the officials in this country who have been involved in the Adani contract, in fact it was silent, were it not for a Kenyan living outside who leaked this information to Senator Onyonka, tungejua tu mambo kama JKIA imeenda. If they have been able to bribe in billions, in fact you're talking about 32 billion Kenyan shillings bribes, imagine what might have been bribed to some officials here in this country who are pushing for Adani in silence. Nyuma ya tende tu wanapush Adani to take over JKIA. Mngesikia tu in a blink of an eye, boom, Adani in control of JKIA. Sasa nyinyi mnashughulikiwa kama sio wenyeji. Sasa mnashughulikiwa na watu wengine from outside. Hapo ndio tungekuwa tuko. So it tells you that anywhere Adani will go, fingerprints of bribes will always occur. Lazima. That's now the reality. For him to get any contract here, and you must look at the loud silence of this contract. Look at the kind of contract whereby you're saying that you cannot renovate the Eldoret Airport, Moi Airport, Eldoret, Moi International Airport. You cannot renovate anything in this airport without asking Adani. Yet they are only taking JKI. It was unfriendly kind of engagement and agreement. It never favored Kenyans. Everything favored Adani. Wameshapewa mambo ya Ketrako. Tunaongea mambo ya Chief SHA, NHIF, Adani wako pale. And you can see already what is happening in all this. Sumesikia Wakenya wanalalamika paka makanisa imekuja imepiga kelele mambo ya kusema sijui SHA Chief paka wanasema ni SHA Kahola. Hapo ndo tuko, and I can tell you Adani is here to benefit individuals but not Kenyans. People's interest is being taken care of, but not Kenyan people's interest. They have a bad reputation. They should never be considered in anything in this country. Their agreement is so dangerous, and it's a 30-year agreement, and after that, they will have a lifetime benefit in billions of shillings.